Today's Talk About It Tuesday question is, what are the pros and cons of buying property at an auction? So most people know what the big pro is, so let's just jump to the cons. What most people don't realize is, in order to be a bidder at an auction, you must first have a huge cash deposit. And so sometimes it's a percentage of what the lowest bid is. Sometimes it is what the lowest bid is. So for instance, each bidder might be required to bring $5,000 as a cash deposit for a property they want to bid on. And let me just explain how that works. If you only have $5,000, you are only eligible to win one property. So if you had 3 properties in mind that you want to bid on, you would need to bring $15,000, because if you won the first bid and the second bid, you still have to have that cash deposit remaining in order to bid on the third. So if you're planning to bid on 5 properties and the possibilities you could have won the other 4, you have to have $25,000 instead of the 5. So you have to have a cash deposit for each property that you intend to bid on. Sometimes there's also a registration fee, and that's non-refundable whether you buy something or not. So you have to register sometimes as a bidder. So there's a cash component that people don't account for. Second, which I think is a huge problem, is that you don't get to do a real inspection of the property prior to the auction. You can do what's called a porch inspection, meaning you can walk up to the property, look in the window, and whatever you can see through the window is all you get to see. I guess if you have a drone, you can look at the condition of the roof or the backyard or the back of the property, but you can't go inside and inspect things that are really important, like the plumbing, like the electrical, like the mechanicals, hot water tank, boiler. You don't know the condition of the floors. You don't know if there's mold inside. You don't know, there's so many things that you don't know. So you're really bidding on the outside of a property and what you can see through the window. So that could be a real big con. The third one, if you do win a bid, you don't have a lot of time to close the deal. So your deposit, they'll take the deposit if you win, and then sometimes you have a day and sometimes up to a week to get the rest of the financing to close the deal. So unless you've been pre-approved by some private lender who's going to give you the money, you have to have the cash available in order to close on the deal. If you don't, of course, you don't get to finish the deal, and most times you lose your deposit. And if they put it back in the auction and sells again for less, sometimes you're responsible for the difference. So that's a big problem. A big problem too is most of the time when you go to auctions, you get nothing, and it's a huge waste of time. And it's deceptive, because you'll go to an auction and there'll be 100 properties listed for auction, and you'll see maybe 25, 30 people there ready to bid. And you're like, this is no problem. There's 3, 4 properties, 5 properties for everybody who wants one. This is going to be a breeze. But no. There'll be 100 properties listed, but those same 25 to 30 people are bidding on the same 10 properties. And so it ends up a bidding war, which can push you right out. And so a lot of times you go to a ton of auctions before you actually win a bid on a property that you want. The final, major con is, once you win a bid and you're able to finance it, you still need the money to renovate the property. I have never seen a property that has gone to auction that didn't need a significant amount of work. And so, you have to have that money too. So you have to get either a loan, or you'll have to have more cash in reserve to be able to renovate the property. So those are 5 big cons to buying property at an auction. I'm sure there's some more, but those are the 5 that come to mind. The pro is you could find a diamond in the rough, right? You could win a bid on a property that you get for pennies on the dollar that's way below market value, and it turns out to be a gold mine, right? Or the home of your dreams. So, if you have the ability to, have the cash, the patience, discipline in bidding, if you have all those things, then yeah, try to auction. If not, then you might want to go a different route. But I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear, your experiences at the auction. Please like, share, subscribe, keep the questions coming, and I'll see you next Tuesday.